Somebody needs to turn their speaker down. I don't know who it is, but one needs to turn their speaker down.
It might be me because this is a complete cluster. Everybody, welcome to the Greg Cherry Show. As you can see, I'm having very much technical difficulties with my because for whatever reason, around like 4 o'clock this afternoon, my computer decided, hey, fuck you. And it had not worked right.
And there's the one for the day.
I mean, it might as well.
Yeah.
So I'm, and now my light's gone because I turned my computer off. It's one of those days, people.
It's just one of those days.
So this means a couple things.
Yes.
First of all, Brett, I did see before the show you did super chat, so thank you very much for that. I can't read it right now because I can't get on to anything, and that also means I can't do the wheel spins. That said, I'm going to try to get things working, so that I can do the wheel spins before the end of the show because I mean you paid your money to do it. So yeah, that is the state of the cluster that is this show right now.
Yes, the Greg Cherry brand.
So you guys talk while I try to work.
So I've been wanting to get on with both
anyway,
you guys
Greg
because
Cherry alongside Jeff Meacham and Big Baller G.
Bueller. There we go. Okay. Damn thing is just not happening today. There we go. Okay. All right.
I can hear you. I was waiting for you to finish your sentence.
Well, I'm going to make sure everybody hear everybody because I just like this is going to be one of those shows, kids. Just so you know in advance. So wanted to get on with you guys because amazingly, the whole tie thing did not happen. So Pittsburgh is in, and you guys are still carrying on. Big Ben will endure at least for one more weekend. So there you go. And we lost Greg. There he is. Let's add him back to the screen. There we go.
Nothing, like literally nothing wants to work today.
Yeah, this is gonna be. You remember the XMV episode that we just called the Cluster F episode? Yeah, this is gonna be.
Yeah.
The irony of me designing my Talk Wrestling anniversary shirt on the day we have a Greg Cherry Cluster F is just not lost on me at all whatsoever. So G, we had you yesterday on the sports radio stuff. I could talk, use proper grammar. Jesus Christ, now I can't even talk straight.
Oh my God!
I swear I'm sober today. Yesterday I cannot
donate money so I can buy a new laptop to avoid these kind of clusters.
Yes, but buy all the shirts in the Greg Cherry brand and Jeff Meacham Network Teesprings, please buy them all.
Buy them all, every size, every color. That'll pay for it.
Dozens and dozens, as the McFoley would say. Jesus. So, Greg, let me ask you how you're feeling about football, because not only are the Steelers in the playoffs, but Bama went down Monday night.
Yeah, Bama went, as they say. Am I still here? Okay.
You're on. You're good.
Hold on 1 second. I have unlimited data now, so if the internet's the problem.
It would appear to be the problem is the internet, so. We've lost Greg again. Jesus Christ. Oh, boy. Welcome to the Cluster F Show today.
Am I here?
Yeah. You are now. Here we are. There he is.
Okay, right. Good. So,
what's more with feeling, Gregory?
What's more with feeling? Fuck Alabama. Which I'm glad they lost. I'm so happy they lost. I watched that.
Yes.
And normally I don't root for, people to fail, but I'm very bitter. I don't care if it was 10 years ago that Alabama and Notre Dame played in the national championship, and it was only a couple years ago. Actually, I think it was last year? It was last year that Alabama and Notre Dame played again in the national championship semifinals, and Alabama won both times. So I'm a very bitter person when it comes to college football. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. That said, I feel like the NFL wants to kill all Pittsburgh Steelers fans with heart attacks.
Yes.
Considering that the scenario that looked the least likely to happen was actually the least of our worries on Sunday.
Right?
See, we didn't expect the Jaguars to beat the Colts, and the Jaguars whooped that ass.
Yes, they did.
They whooped on Indianapolis. Like, it wasn't even close.
No.
Like, it was like Goldberg-Lesnar Survivor Series 2016. That is what that game was.
Seriously. It was it was like you can almost hear the ghost of Peyton Manning's Colts jersey going the whole game. Like, oh my, it was bad.
I mean, if you watched the Pat McAfee show, McAfee was not happy in the least.
No, as he shouldn't be. Many crickets. Although Pat's had plenty of chances to be happy because he's the one that got to announce Mickey James is going to be coming back to the Royal Rumble. So he was all giddy last week. So,
and we'll talk about the Royal Rumble in a little bit more depth here in a little bit for multiple reasons.
Right. Multiple reasons, yes. They have reasons. They are many.
The Steelers and the Ravens, of course, went to overtime because why wouldn't it? And then, it wasn't a coaching decision from John Harbaugh that cost him the game this time. It was actually the Steelers driving down the field with an injured Najee Harris,
right?
Who played out of his freaking mind once he came back in the game.
You're right.
He played for Alabama in college, but once you come up to the NFL, that's forgiven if you produce.
For your team, anyway.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I forgave Troy Polamalu, and he played for USC.
That's a hell of a forgive right there.
But yeah, it was an incredible thing to watch. It was so exciting to watch Boswell, who is probably the best kicker the Steelers ever had.
Oh, yeah.
And that's not a shot to Gary Anderson whatsoever, but he's just so damn good. He had that one off year. It was just really weird. But since then, he has been stellar. He is, I don't know if he's as accurate as Justin Tucker, because he has missed a couple.
Right.
But
he's up there.
He's up there. Yeah. But yeah, it was just an incredible sight to watch.
Yeah. And then we get to Sunday night.
Then Sunday
the Raiders
night
and
happened.
The Chargers just give us all heart attacks.
Okay, let me put it this way. When the Raiders went up 12,
right,
and they missed the 2-point conversion, I was thinking in my head, okay, it's much harder to tie 12 points in a couple drives than it is,
14 or
like any other number. And then when the Raiders went up 15, I was like, I actually don't like that because that's 2 touchdowns, one with a 2-point conversion. Like, that's much easier to accomplish than 12 points. I don't like that at all. Turns out I was right because on the last play of regulation, the Chargers decided, hey, we're going to stick it to the Steelers fans and tie the damn game.
Yeah.
And I swear to you, shut the fuck up, Chris Collinsworth.
I can't stand him. I can't stand him.
Oh my gosh.
Demonetization today. Good to know. Very good. Okay. Everything was about, he was like excited about the tie. Like, he wanted to watch the world in Pittsburgh burn. Like, it was that. It was ridiculous. It's like, shut up, Collinsworth. Even Al Michaels was like, dude, chill out. Well, like, that's enough. Like, things can still happen. To be fair, him wanting to watch the world burn makes sense because it was at Heinz Field. Pittsburgh plays at Heinz Field, which is also Gotham City. So, Joker. There you go. So,
right.
If you know, you know. If you don't, go watch HBO Max, kid. It is your friend.
There was almost more pressure in the Sunday night game than there was in the Steelers Ravens.
Right.
Right? Yeah, it was completely like, and what was so dumb is, like you said, Collinsworth just couldn't get over it's like, why do we want to tie? Why do we want to just completely butt rape the freaking Steelers? Is that what we're doing here? Is that what
that's what it sounded like you wanted to do. Like, he was just like, this would be funny because it would screw Pittsburgh. And he kept bringing it up on commentary like every.
And you know what? Minutes. You know what? He can eat his dirt on Sunday because we play the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. Right? Yeah, he's going to eat crow on Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. He's either going to eat crow or he's going to be justified and be like, "Oh, the Raiders and Chargers probably should have tied. They would have been better off."
It's just one of those where
Collinsworth, you jag off.
we have never missed the team of Al Michaels and John Madden more than last Sunday. God Almighty!
I mean, I feel like the Raiders won that game for John Madden.
Oh yeah,
because Madden wouldn't want to play for a tie. You kidding me?
Kidding me?
The guy had more pride than that. Hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take the team over here. We're going to take the team over here. We're going to meet, and then we're just going to take a knee. We take a knee, and that's how that is. And that was my poor man's John Madden impression. Rest in peace, John Madden.
You forgot the book story I mentioned of Brett Favre just randomly for no reason. You forgot about that. Anyway,
here, Brett Favre over here, and he's in retirement, but he can probably come over.
Well, the Packers are in the playoffs. I was watching the preview for the Chiefs Steelers game on Sunday.
Yeah,
and everybody. Like afterwards, they like made their picks. Everybody picked the Chiefs to win. I was like, all right, keep that fire burning. Keep that fire burning.
Of course they did. But here's the thing: like if we beat the Chiefs, then we still got to go to Tennessee and beat the Titans, and then we got to go wherever. I mean, it's basically the 2005-2006 season all over again.
Right.
Josh will address that in a little bit. And yes, also featuring technical difficulties. That's all this damn show is today. That's all my technology is today, at least. Yeah, it's very true.
And like we said, we'll get to all of that later, Daniel. I'm just kind of going through. You know what? I'm going to put it up just so I can go, you know what? Here's mine. Fuck Bill Belichick. Thank you very much. Okay, very good. Okay. Anyway, let's see here. Yeah.
You're not going to see us root for New England at all. Who's New England play? Because I thought they were going to play. I thought New England was going to play Cincinnati, but I think the Raiders are going to Cincinnati.
Right.
And the Patriots. Oh, the Patriots are going to Buffalo, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
So, I mean, it won't be a weather difference for them, really.
Yeah. So yeah, if you watched Stat Boy Sports Bar yesterday, this little dickhead decided to get on there and just ramp me up while I was way freaking flask deep in a glass of Jack Daniels, and it ended up being a complete train wreck, kind of like this show started. Stat Boy's show went off the rails the whole second half. It was fun. G was there. It was a good time.
Yeah, once he called me out, that was a different story.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Josh directly called G out. I'm going, G, get in here already. And I brought him in. I'm like, all right. So when we bring G on, Colleen's sitting behind. I'm like, all right, everybody off screen. Here we go. So I took everybody off but G and Josh. I'm like, all right, y'all do your shit.
All right. So let me say this, Josh. You know I love you, brother. We got that on the table. Here's the thing. The Browns, who were projected to go to the Super Bowl this year, are 8-9 and sitting at home in January. I will give you this. The Browns at least did not finish last in the AFC North.
No.
That goes to Baltimore, who had quite the epic collapse, resembling the Boston Red Sox's collapse in the AL East a few years ago, to when they lost 9 games in September and ended up missing out on the playoffs completely, paving the way for the New York Yankees. That's a fun story for me because it's anti-Boston. And it's also a fun story for me because, you know, the Steelers kind of did it to the Ravens, knocking them out of the playoffs and securing the number 7 spot, thanks to, yes, a lot of help. I mean, it was basically...
There was a 10% chance. 10% chance.
Yeah, it was basically the No Way Out 2003 main event of scenarios. It's like so much stuff had to happen for this to happen, and somehow it did. And here the Steelers are in the playoffs, and Ben Roethlisberger said it too. The Steelers probably aren't going to be given hope much at all. So it's like, you know what? Screw it. You're not going to give us a chance. We're going to play anyway. If we lose, we lose. There's no expectation. But if we win, y'all better be scared. Actually, no, we're from Pittsburgh. Yins better be scared.
There you go.
Yeah, throw that Yins in there.
That's what I think of that. So, Josh, 2020 was one of those seasons that was a complete mess. 2020 had absolutely no business happening in the grand scheme of things. That's probably why the Browns made the playoffs, because nothing made sense in 2020.
No.
So now it's 2021. In 2022, things are a little bit more normalized, and the Browns are sitting at home because that's exactly what happens because they're the Cleveland Browns. And they're sitting at home.
So what you're saying, Greg, is the only team that was worse than the Cleveland Browns this year was the Cleveland Browns.
Yes.
Yeah, the old Browns.
Yeah, exactly.
They showed their true colors.
Yeah. What can Brown do for you? Shit themselves out of the playoffs. Very good. Anyway, let's move right along.
Pretty much.
And yeah.
Anyway.
But
now
yes,
I'm off that rant.
Chris.
Hopefully Josh doesn't unsubscribe to the channel.
Right. So
he knows.
The Colts losing the Jags was. And Brett, yeah, you are correct that it was Rock Hogan. It was the actual last match. I think Greg's referring to Austin Bischoff. So I think he's referring to.
No, I was referring to Rock Hogan too.
Oh well, then I should get
because JR said the following night on Raw is like the Rock won with a hell of a lot of help, and that's what the Steelers won with. They won with a hell of a lot of help.
Okay,
the Jaguars helped. The Raiders helped by deciding not to go to a tie and saying, F the Chargers, your division rival, you get out of the playoffs. We're going. Screw you. Here's the thing. The Chargers, a couple years ago, were playing the Chiefs. And if the Chargers would have won that game, would have put us in the playoffs. And they lost that game to the Chiefs and kicked us out. So the Chargers have a knack of screwing the Steelers one way or another.
Right.
So screw the Chargers. And that game... I'm going to go on a rant about a game a couple years ago. There was a game a couple years ago that the Chargers played Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. And Travis and I almost went to that game. I thank God we didn't because I would have been salty the entire way home. That was the game where they missed a false start, which resulted in a Chargers touchdown. They missed an illegal block in the back, which resulted in a Chargers touchdown. And they called offsides on the Steelers 3 times, even though the Steelers weren't offsides the second time when they missed the field goal.
I remember that.
And the referees...
That was a Sunday night game, wasn't it?
That was a Sunday night game, yeah.
I had put money on that too. Oh my God, I was so pissed. I was like,
they could not have handed that game to the Chargers anymore. They might as well just gone on the field and be like, yeah, we're just declaring the Chargers the winner. Screw you. Everybody go home. Save yourself from injury. They could have saved everybody time.
See,
no,
people always do that. They dog on the Steelers, but like I said yesterday on the sports bar, we always find a way to win.
Yeah.
I mean, me and Greg can attest to it. I mean, I'm messaging Greg like, holy hell, here we are on the edge of our seats, our hearts like, dun, 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 dun. And I'm just like,
twice on Sunday. Twice. 2 overtime games.
Yeah.
Like, we can't take that.
I can't, no. We can't.
How did the Jaguars, with one of the worst records in the NFL, how is that the easiest path that we have?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Any given Sunday, and then they said it all day Sunday, and even before, the Colts have not beaten the Jaguars in Jacksonville since 2014.
It must be something about the swamp. I don't know what it is. But,
I don't know. Tony Khan's got that money.
I'm gonna say how many guys at AEW smoke weed? It must have been in the air. Anyway,
I'm gonna wear a black and gold AEW shirt if that's the case. It's like, hey,
right. That's it.
Thanks, Tony. We'll watch Dynamite tonight. Thank you for getting us in the playoffs.
So, before you go on, let me just say this: is it weird to anybody else that these two are sweating the playoffs and sweating everything, and me, the Cowboys fan, sit back here going, "Yeah, I'm good."
Shut up.
Hey, good on the Cowboys. They
compared to how the East was last season, and the entire thread of the Greg Cherry show in last NFL season was dogging on the entire division. The fact that the Cowboys were the only team I think that actually finished over 500 in that division speaks volumes of how, like I said at the start, a healthy Dak Prescott is one of the most dangerous dudes in the league. So,
yeah, it's well deserved for the Cowboy. I mean,
who was second? Yeah, that was a spam.
I'm trying to get rid of it. Hang on, God dang it. There we go.
What was I gonna say? Like, who was second in the NFC East?
I think
I don't
the
even
Eagles.
know.
Was it the Eagles?
This year, yeah.
Maybe. I'm not sure. I can't check it on the phone too.
Let me do my research.
Big G is the only one with a working computer, so let's go to him.
Yeah. Don't say that because they'll shit the bed on him.
All right, so we're looking at NFC East. Yeah, Dallas Cowboys 12-5, Philadelphia Eagles 9-8 because the Eagles are in the playoffs, and then you got the football team.
Whoa.
And then you got the. Okay, so let me talk about the Giants. Who the hell has 2 quarterback sneaks on a 4th and long, or 3rd and long and a 4th and long? Like, seriously, you got to be stupid.
I mean, Joe Judge is fired. Like, we found out that news yesterday.
Bye.
Like,
yep.
I've never seen a more pathetic display from a football team. Like, Even the fans in the Meadowlands were like, "Are you freaking kidding me?" Like at this point, you're not even trying. Like, and that's a team that has a better record than the Jaguars.
Yeah.
Yep.
Somehow, like how it's not how the Colts lose to the Jaguars. It's how did any team lose to the Giants?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And it's one of those where I despise them on principle because of the division, and I just can't stand that little torp Eli Manning when he was the quarterback. And then this year's Giants went hold our freaking spiked beer because we play like more shit than ever this year.
Hold our medium Pepsi.
If you know, you know, kids. Goodness sakes. Yeah, they were bad, just bad. Washington, I think, is just, I mean, Washington has up and down years. They're just suffering for the fact they don't have a freaking identity. They are the Ed Leslie of the NFL. They have no idea who the hell their name is until the end of this month. Apparently, they're going to name the new name here before January's over. So,
yeah,
we'll see how that goes. And, you know, again, the Eagles, they're just that proverbial beacon my freaking side, the bastards. Hopefully they get spanked by Brady because, and again, I'm rooting for Tom Brady. That's how much I despise the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay, so there you go. But you know, to be fair, like I said, Brady's out of New England now, so I'm good with him. I'm good with Gronk. As long as Bill Belichick's coaching career just keels over in the middle of the field, you know, soon, I'm good with New England, honestly, because I just don't like that whole setup they have up there. You know, Belichick's garbage, and you know he made his whole team garbage by association. So
you know, the last time the Browns were good was back in what, like early 90s when Belichick was with them.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Belichick knows how to win. He's just a curmudgeonly old little shithead. So you know, I just don't like him. You know, on reasons. And the fact is, he's got way too much control because he's the GM and the coach. I never like when people do that. I don't like it. And you know, call a spade a spade. I don't like the fact that Jerry is the GM either. He's the owner. He shouldn't be the GM as well, but that's right. That's how we do it at Dallas, and it's worked this year at least. It's taken us how long to have a division-winning record and actually doing things. So we'll see.
Also,
we'll see how it goes.
Pro Football Focus needs to pull their heads out of their ass because I don't know if you guys saw this. Big G might have, but there was an article like naming like first team, second team, and like in the Pro Football Focus, and they put Myles Garrett of the Browns over TJ Watt.
Yeah, what the shit?
Yeah, no,
I'm sorry.
I was telling when we were there yesterday with Josh and what was the other guy? Zach,
yeah. Oh, yeah, by the way, Zach is up in the chat, Greg. He wants to debate you on the sports bar, and he's telling me to book it. I'm like, hell, if Greg's available on Tuesday afternoon, I'm down. So
Tuesdays are my poker nights. That's why I'm not on Staples Sports.
That's right. I always forget that.
But yeah, like he got robbed last year with Aaron Donald.
Yeah,
and now he has the same. Oh, he tied Michael Strahan.
He actually beat it, but
he
in that game decided to screw.
I
don't know how you don't call that a sack.
He has had. I was looking at it earlier. He's had 72 sacks since 2017.
Jesus.
He's got them. I think he's like number one in forced fumbles. His stats are crazy. You thought JJ Watt was crazy back in his heyday? Look at TJ. I feel bad for Derek. I feel bad for Derek Watt. Honestly, he's a fullback. He only gets. I mean,
he's made great plays though. Like
he's played a couple. He's on special teams, right?
He's on special teams. He also blocked like two guys on that Harris run in the last play for Ben.
Yeah, right. I mean, like what I'm saying is, like, I feel bad for him because I don't think he gets as much credit as JJ and TJ.
No,
well, he's not going to right now because of who they are, and
they also don't play Derek Watt.
Right. And let me just say this, you feel bad for Derek. I feel bad for Josh in the chat room. Josh, I'm not legitimately mad at you for yesterday. I'm not. It was fun. I enjoyed myself. And it's one of those, the guys in the room the guys in the show with me know how cruddy the last 12 days have been for me personally. So freaking unwinding and throwing back some Jack Daniels, shit, that was exactly what I needed yesterday. You're good, brother. You're good.
Yeah.
And I saw a thing. Let me see if I can go back and find it because there was a chat from Mr. Butler. Let's see if I can find it. Where is it? Come on. Oh, Curtis Butler on behalf of Raider Nation says, "Acknowledge me, Steelers fans." It's like, yep,
You're
pretty much.
acknowledged. You're greatly appreciated.
Yes, yes.
For a brief second, we bled black and silver.
But I'm not going to freaking paint my face black and silver because
we're not getting
my belly because I have some standards.
But we do appreciate you.
Yes.
Not up and actually playing to win like that. That's appreciated, and hopefully you do that against Cincinnati and keep their first round playoff streak alive.
Yeah.
Not winning a game since 1990.
My dad changed that comment, but that's okay.
What do you want me to say?
I'll pull for Dallas either way, but Cincinnati's the family hometown, so you gotta have a little bit of love for me.
Well, they've never won a championship in franchise history. And
I know
that's even pre-Super Bowl. Like they still haven't won one.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So that's that. Let's talk about something other than football. I love football, but let's get on something else.
Okay.
Let's talk about the Royal Rumble.
Yes. Let's do that.
This past Friday on SmackDown, we got revealed to almost 2/3 of the field. So, which was incredible. And one of the big announcements was that the reigning Impact Knockouts World Champion, Mickie James, is going to participate in the Royal Rumble.
Named as such by Pat on TV.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Which is apparently part of the deal. So, that, for the first time that I can remember since, what was it, Haku in 2001, a reigning champion of another company is going to be in the Royal Rumble. I was thinking it was Jarrett in '98 being the NWA.
I remember Jarrett.
Yeah, but honestly, I think the North American Championship was technically in WWF control. It was a very, very gray area there. I don't even know. So
yeah, but it wasn't an official WWE championship.
Right.
It was specifically for the National Wrestling Alliance.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
So that's what I was thinking. I honestly, off the top of my head, don't remember if anybody in '97 from AAA was a champion because I typically don't watch the '97 Rumble because it's kind of a cluster. It really is. I mean, that's technical problems that we did that '97.
Right. The whole show did. So the other news coming out of WWE here just today, as a matter of fact, is a guy from y'all's neck of the woods may be cleared to go back to work. I'm so freaking tickled for Corey. Oh, my God. Hell yes. Get Gravy back in the ring and ride that Gravy train in a Royal Rumble appearance. Why not? Seriously.
Right. I would love to see it. I've brought it up on the show before how I had a couple training sessions with Corey Graves and his brother Sam Adonis, and how I put myself over because he's told me I cut a good promo. But it's awesome. It's awesome to see. I'm very happy for his career. Like even in the announcing booth, like I was very happy that somebody that I knew in the business personally, made it to that level and is successful at that level. Like that's amazing. So,
and he could have very easily backed away when he had to step away from the ring competing and not done anything. He not only went into the announcement with NXT and then on the main roster, he has excelled. He is okay for my money. Help me out here. I think he's the best color commentator to come down the pike that still has a little bit of the heel tendency, but also plays it straight. I think he's the best since JBL on SmackDown.
Right. I do enjoy Corey Graves. I do. Yeah. I like him.
He's great.
I did see some because you can go. I mean, before NXT came on, I mean, they did run some shows, and you can go back on Peacock and watch his stuff when he's still down there.
Yeah, he and the man now known as Pac, Neville, of course, had an amazing feud when they broke up as tag team champions. It was intense.
Yeah,
it was awesome. So, and Brian, I'll even agree with that. Corey is very much like Jesse the Body. He's got a great style to him. He's got a great way of articulating, and he's got a unique style appearance-wise that the other announcers don't have, which is very much Jesse. So, I would say, yeah, he definitely has that vibe where he could have very easily, walked away and whatever, and he turned what was a negative into a major positive. And when you really think about it, yeah, he had to step away. What was that, guys? 2014, 2015. He had to step away from the ring.
15, I think. Yeah.
So 7 years, just like CM Punk coming back, just like Edge getting cleared, just like Paige may or may not clear. We still haven't had that confirmed or denied yet. So these injuries that are taking people out of the game indefinitely, thanks to medical science, is no longer you're done now, which is so cool. So look at Bryan Danielson.
Yeah. I was going to say Bryan Danielson.
Ridiculous matches in AEW. 8 years ago, he was done. Like, he was never going to wrestle again. So,
right.
I really think that the story of not only Bryan Danielson coming back, but Edge coming back really motivated Graves to be like, hey, listen, this is the kind of problem that I had. I mean, Edge's was more of a neck, Bryan's was more concussions.
Right.
But it was one of those things that's like, hey, listen, if this is possible, like if I am cleared to go back into the ring and do what I trained for years to do, like he was all around the world, traveled the world, was a big name, went to ROH, got to NXT, and didn't get a chance on the main roster because he got hurt.
Right.
So see this happen. Nobody on the main roster. We have not seen Corey Graves as a wrestler on the main roster. I don't count the 24/7 matches because that was kind of a little gimmick thing. So he hasn't had a full quote unquote official match on the main roster.
Josh, if you
superstars match that I'm not aware of, I don't superstars. I don't watch main event.
Yeah,
ask me. I don't know. But it's one of those things that it's cool to see him. I hope he gets a moment in the Rumble, and it's not like a JBO in 2014 where he's just gets in there, hands off the coat, and gets tossed. Like, I hope he has a moment, like a couple minutes in there to shine and actually do something. Like as an announcer coming up, and hopefully not like 2012 either, because that, first of all, that entire Rumble was garbage.
Yes.
I think I wrote when I did the Rumble review, like when I did my list for the Rumbles, that I hate the 2012 Rumble.
It's so bad.
It is beyond bad. It is terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anybody who likes it. I'm sorry, I don't. It's not my thing. Have I watched it multiple times? Of course, because and I'm going to watch it. Right. Do I think it's good? No, I think it's one of the worst Rumbles they've ever done. But man, I don't know. Like, it's one of those things that.
And Josh in the chat room is saying he's never seen Corey wrestle. We actually, on Rewind, back when that show was actually a thing, we actually did a watch along of Corey, who was, what was his name back then, Greg?
Sterling James Keenan,
challenging Adam Pearce for this thing. So it is on YouTube. I know it because it's on Adam's YouTube, because right as we were going to do it on the show, Adam was on Corey's After the Bell, another thing they stole from me. And they talked about it, and Adam put the match on his YouTube. I was like, dude, please don't take ours down. So, and they didn't. So it was cool. But yeah, watch that. It's not the greatest NWA Championship match of all time, but it is Corey Graves against Adam Pearce for the world title. So there you go.
It's also 2009, like handheld camera video quality.
Right.
Kind of production that PWX did.
Yes, exactly.
I feel like I just buried my former indie promotion, but hey, it's 2009. You're not going to get like HD video quality from an indie promotion in 2009. I don't even think PWG had like quality. So
not yet, no. Although it's funny you mentioned PWG with the Forbidden Door. One of the last PWG shows I went to was Battle Los Angeles 2009, which was for the vacant title after Bryan had to vacate it when he signed with WWE. Kenny Omega became the world champion that night. So, I mean, granted, is the likelihood of Kenny Omega showing up long? Yes, very, very long shot. He's not particularly fond of the company because of how they treated him in developmental. But if Mickie James can go back to work for WWE, even on a one-night thing, after they literally trashed her on the way out, anything's freaking possible. Like, seriously.
I'm going to throw this out there.
Okay.
And I might have brought this up on Twitter too, but as a possible men's entrant from the Forbidden Door, one that would completely make sense. He's better than you, and you know it.
Oh, yes.
Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
Yeah.
MJF.
I love that. JJ actually, again, you're here at poker night. JJ did this little thread in the comments yesterday on Sports Bar talking about, it gets at number 30. Nobody Forbidden Doors come in yet. Nobody's come out. And the buzzer goes off. The lights go out. You hear the CM Punk, after his last match with WWE being a Royal Rumble match, comes out with his AEW entrance video and just shoves it up everybody's ass. Like, yeah, I'm back. That's right, bitches. But I'm only here for the night because screw you guys. So
I doubt that. The only way I think Punk would be in the Rumble is if MJF was there to eliminate him.
Exactly.
Or if MJF was in the Rumble, Punk would eliminate him, so he didn't get the moment. That's the only way.
And I'm okay with that because that advances AEW storylines, which I'm invested in heavily right now, and it gives the WWE fans that moment when, okay, Punk, you came back. Sorry, the company dicked you literally on the way out, but you had your Rumble moment that didn't involve Glenn Jacobs throwing your ass over the top ropes. There you go.
Right.
Slam through a table.
So those are all good choices, but I think Jericho is going to be the one.
Go ahead,
Greg.
It makes sense that Jericho would be that guy. It really does, because Jericho was on Broken Skull Sessions a weekend, which if you haven't checked out that interview, go check it out because it's amazing. They talk about AEW. They show Jericho as Le Champion with the AEW World Championship on the WWE on a WWE. So it's not the realm of possibility. No. Jericho would make sense. Who else would make sense?
But
would make
yes.
But have that relationship with WWE. I want to see somebody who doesn't have that relationship with WWE, because we've seen Jericho in a Rumble. We've seen Danielson in a Rumble. We don't need to see them in the Rumble because they don't need that spot. Somebody from AEW that hasn't had that spot, like an MJF.
Right.
Like a Wardlow, because they just talked about how WWE is interested in Wardlow. They said that. There was a report out for that.
Right.
So somebody who could use that Royal Rumble rub.
Oh yeah, definitely. Right. And let me say this: if they do bring back a former WWE talent from AEW, Impact, NWA, whatever, they need to use their current theme songs. Like if Mickey comes out, when she comes out, has to be hardcore country.
I want it to be hardcore country too, but since she has the history with WWE, they'll probably use her WWE theme because that's what they associate her with. He probably won't come out with the Impact Knockouts Championship. I don't know that.
Well, it's funny because on their website they acknowledge her as the Impact Champion.
Yeah. She's in the champion section of WWE.com as Impact Knockouts. Whoa, but and I'm only saying that selfishly because I want to see Mickey. I'm using the music that I cherish because this company has always done me right. They've always done right by me, and I've done right by them. I honestly want to see Jericho come out to Judas just so we can have a different Jericho song for the first time in 20-some years in WWE. That'd be awesome.
There is one other former WWE talent that I would like to see in the Royal Rumble just because of a past storyline. Adam Cole, baby.
Right?
Because if him and McAfee were both in the Rumble, they could at least have that moment.
Yeah. Seriously, because the payoff for that was crap. It just didn't really go anywhere, really.
Undisputed Era won War Games. And then, McAfee had 2 matches, and they were both entertaining. Let's give McAfee credit. His athleticism in the one-on-one match with Adam Cole, I don't think anybody expected that. We talk about how...
I didn't. Shit, yeah.
We talk about how Bad Bunny did at WrestleMania. Pat McAfee does not get enough respect for that match he had.
No. Nope.
At over 30. And he really should, because that match is freaking amazing.
Yes. So
I don't know if it's Adam Cole entering before McAfee or if McAfee's in the Rumble and then the only thing you hear is, it's all about the boom. That crowd would freaking light up. And Curtis, not X-Pac, the 1, 2, 3 kid.
Yeah.
I wanted to be the kid.
Yes.
X-Pac has been in the Rumble before. He's been in a couple Rumbles, but he's only been in 96 as the 1, 2, 3 kid. So it's got to be the kid.
And to be fair, 96, the Rumble Razor whooped that ass. So, he was out in there for a cup. He was in there for a little teaspoon of coffee, not even a cup. So
technically Razor's only appearance in the Rumble match, even though he wasn't in officially.
Yes. Scott Hall's Razor Ramon. Yes, this is true.
That moment would be cool if like the kid came out and then Razor came out. Because it's like, can you believe it's 2022 and this is Razor Ramon's debut in the Rumble match?
Right. You know what? The way the NFL has been this season and the way the Forbidden Door, anything is friggin' possible. I see the comment about Big Cass in there. I mean, I don't think Morrissey has a desire to come back and work for WWE. Granted, and again, that's another former WWE talent really doesn't need that moment, right? Like he doesn't need that. So I don't see a need for that. There you go. Have Mox be special referee for Rollins and Reigns. There you go.
Is he out of rehab or is he still in rehab?
He's actually supposed to be on Dynamite tonight, as far as I know. So
yeah, he's supposed to come back soon.
Okay, that's good.
There we go. Josh wants Shane O'Mac in the Rumble so he can challenge Lesnar at Mania. If Shane McMahon defeats Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, I'm going to shit everybody's bed. I swear to God, it's going to happen because that would be the weirdest thing in the history of weird.
But I would love to see Shane O'Mac become a champion.
Yes.
Maybe I'm probably one of the only ones.
This guy's fired.
You're not doing 3 counts. You've had Hurricane in a couple of the last Rumbles. You're not getting Shannon Moore and Evan Courageous and Tank Abbott. You're not getting all of them. It's not happening.
Shannon Moore trying to get in the ring is anything but 3 count would be a problem because his hair would freaking fall, chop off trying to get through the ropes. So
they still have that mohawk?
Probably. I haven't seen Shannon forever. I couldn't tell you. And Evan Courageous, does anybody actually like that guy enough to hire him? I don't think so. So anyway,
as anybody knows who Evan Courageous is.
Evan Courageous, what was he about, millionaire guy? Oh wait, no, that's the other Evan Courageous. Okay, anyway, if you know that reference, I love you. We can talk off the air because damn, that was obscure as hell. Anyway, here we go. I love Omega to come out and God damn it, come back here. I love Omega to come out and stare at AJ Styles, but it won't happen. Omega might be, yeah, it's true with surgery. So yeah, Omega's like not going to be on TV or in the ring for a while, guys. Let's just
he'll be out for a good minute.
Agree that. Yeah. Unless, of course, I mean, we heard the injury with Sasha about a few days ago, and damn well I was super upset about that because
that sucks. Yeah.
Like she has not had good luck around Rumble time. She she had a match with Carmella last year, and she retained the SmackDown Women's Championship. That's fine. But when it comes to the actual Rumble match, 2020, she was out with an injury.
Yep.
And out with an injury. It's like, damn it, I want to see Sasha in the Rumble. She's only been in one.
The first one. And she, to be fair, she ruled that ass for the first one. So
yeah, she was the Iron Woman. So Cody says, how about Britt Baker? I would completely mark out if Dr. Britt Baker came out during the Women's Rumble.
I would shit my bricks.
Right?
Honestly, like if you get Mickie James and Britt Baker in the same match in WWE when they work for 2 different companies, that Forbidden Door is dead. Like that, it's blown off the hinges. It's completely gone.
Because figure Charlotte's in the Rumble too, so you'll have the SmackDown, one of the WWE World Champions, the Impact World Champion, and the AEW Women's World Champion. Let's just not even let's just hang a curtain at where that door used to be because it's completely useless at this point. I mean, really. So.
Which, quite frankly, would be amazing.
Yeah, if she keeps getting dinged up and she's got this, this acting bug bit with being on The Mandalorian, I don't see her wanting to stick around. She's going to keep getting beat up. I know that's her passion because of Eddie and because of how she came up and everything, but she's got the acting connections now. And, let's not try to, be too, with the family connections. She can always do something with Snoop. So Sasha has a role available to her. It's just, does she want to keep getting the shit beat out of her in the ring? That's the thing.
Right. She kicked off the College Football National Championship the other day. So, I mean, she is clearly in demand, which,
yes,
blame her. She's amazing.
Yes, please. like I said, you will very rarely see me be positive about Cleveland. Sorry, Josh. But Johnny Gargano debuting in Cleveland on AEW would be awesome.
I mean, that's the thing. They wanted to debut Mr. Brody Lee in Rochester, which would have been amazing. But granted, that didn't happen because of the pandemic. So, yeah, they like to debut people in their hometowns because Punk debuted in Chicago.
I was there.
My ears are still ringing from Punk coming out there in Chicago. My ears still hurt.
I mean, I reaction up on the Greg Cherry brand if you want to see me react to Punk come out, because I didn't believe it until I actually saw the close-up of his face. I was like, okay, I did not think this was going to happen. I thought it was just a troll job.
Well, so I don't think I told you guys a story. So when we went to Chicago, we got there. They were taping for Dark Elevation, and literally right before the show started, they were already chanting CM Punk.
Oh yeah,
literally like they were literally 5 minutes straight chanting CM Punk, and then as soon as they went on air, and then you hear, and then like they did the CM Punk chant still, and I mean I was chanting CM Punk too, obviously. Why wouldn't I be? I'd probably get thrown out of that building if I didn't. And yeah, that music hit, and like, I mean, on TV it was loud, but being there in person, oh my god, I thought I was gonna. Right. I lost my shit.
So yeah, I say this: I do see like PayPal notifications come in from this guy, which this guy donated twice. Appreciate it. I want to bring this up since we are talking about the Rumble. We are doing a Rumble numbers draw tomorrow on this channel. It's basically going to be the Greg Cherry Show tomorrow. So we are going to be talking about it. It's going to air after WTC. It's going to air at 7 o'clock, same time slot. So hopefully by then, my computer's working, because otherwise I won't know what to do.
Right.
And it also means I got to get my freaking I got to get my numbers printed out and put all that stuff in my Tumblr, because I got a bingo cage for Christmas and I want to use it.
So I've been asked by several parties of the channel, JJ, Mikey, about the Rumble's draw itself.
Yeah.
First of all, are we doing money draws?
I would like to.
Okay.
If we want to make it like a separate thing, I'm not going to ask all you guys watching to donate if you don't want to, but we might do something like that. Like we might put some money in a pool, and
I'm up for that. I'll be there tomorrow.
Okay. We might put some money in a pool and like draw. We'll probably talk about like later off air of how much we want to do per number, because we have to do the men's and we have to do the women's. Like we gotta have, or we want to draw the same number for both, because I guess,
which is And then also JJ wanted me to know. I want to know if he's going to be on the show with us tomorrow, which I said he was welcome, as long as, I mean, this is Greg's party. I'm just providing the venue, and and can we also do it on his channel? That way it's across the multiverse, if you will.
We probably could.
Okay.
We probably could do it. Maybe there's people who watch his stuff that don't watch my stuff.
There you go. So Zach has a couple different things here. First of all, he's yelling because he's upset, apparently. My bet is number 30 in the women's rumble is Paige. That would be awesome if she was able to come back and do the thing.
I don't like doing the surprise entrance at 30.
No, I don't either. That's true.
I like doing it in the middle, because you don't expect it in the middle. 30, you expect you always expect number 30 to be a big deal, especially in recent years.
Yeah.
But Edge at 21 was perfect.
Yes.
In the middle of it, you don't expect that.
Right.
And 30 was Seth Rollins that year, so it's like, okay, fine. So I don't like Paige at 30. I like Paige somewhere in the middle, maybe even like early on, like 3 or 4.
Right.
Don't bring her out in the first 2.
No. So other than me going back east to watch with you guys, and when I do get to go to my own Rumble in person, Edge's reappearance was my favorite memory of the Royal Rumble history. Period. End of sentence. It was so. I'm pretty sure my tear ducts still haven't fully emptied out yet. It was that beautiful a moment. It was so cool to see him get to come back, and he's still kicking ass 2 years later. It's freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm. He won last.
Jeff Hardy. If Jeff Hardy shows up and rallied tonight, the internet will break, because he's talked about he doesn't want to be in wrestling right now. He's talking about quitting wrestling. So Just
is this 90-day even done?
I don't know if he had a 90 because of the situation, as far as him having the
right.
Mikey, you can come in. I can't send you the
9 minutes. And
I mean, we're gonna be off here in 9 minutes, Mikey. But
if you want to come in for the Rumble show tomorrow,
yeah, dude, please.
That's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
because I don't think I'm gonna limit that one as much.
Again, Chris, I told you I talked to Greg. We haven't really figured out how we're doing the draws from y'all. You're more than welcome to be a part of it, as far as having your name in the tumbler or in the number, your name attached to a number in the tumbler. Jesus Christ, I'm gonna need a drink after this show. Christ Almighty. But again, we're have to work off air. But as far as we know, it's gonna be us channel folk in the pool. But you guys can definitely have your own numbers out there to pick whatever. We'll do everything. We'll get it all figured out, and hopefully somebody's computer will work by 7:00 tomorrow. We can get this shit going.
Yeah, because unfortunately I won't be able to do any of the wheel spins or anything, which there's only the one from Brett.
Right.
I feel bad because I can't even read the comments because I can't get to it.
I know. Brian says, like this out there. So since they're building Punk versus MJF and Wardlow trying MJF, would you think that Spears hits Wardlow tonight with a chair to give him the win over Punk? It would well, I mean, considering Punk got MJF DQ last week, that'd be funnier than hell.
Yeah.
So why not? I'm all right with that. Let's see. Where we got here? Matt's here with 8 minutes to go. Hello, Matt. Thank you. We appreciate you coming in, even though. And no, I'm not gonna say it 5 times fast because then I'll end up having to drink copious amounts of Jack Daniels. But thank you, Brett. Let's see. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Rings will be shaking. Pains that be giving. It's okay. I mean, I know what he's going for, but yeah. I can't sing, so anyway. All right. Yeah, again, if you're donating to Streamlabs, we appreciate it. We just can't see it. So
yeah, we can't. Unfortunately, we can't.
So, those will carry over to tomorrow or next week's Greg Cherry show, one or the other.
Hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully
tomorrow. Yeah.
So
fingers crossed.
Now, and I'm going to plug it in again in a few minutes. Greg Cherry show tomorrow. The Rumble numbers draw. That's pretty much exclusively what it's going to be. I don't see it being like any football discussion because we've covered that on Moss, and there's really nothing that's going to happen in the next day. Until it's breaking news. So we won't cover that again tomorrow. It's going to be strictly Royal Rumble. And, of course, Super Chats. Hopefully the wheel spins and whatnot. Which is great because he's the one kind of controlling the show. So I don't know what the hell to do now. So I'm here. Oh, you just disappeared on me.
I know. I'm trying to see if I did a Greg Cherry show copyright 2022, and I haven't yet. So we're not going to run the closing. So there you go.
That's perfectly fine. Nothing's working this show.
I know. Yeah, I am. Okay. Yeah. So comments. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Aaron Rodgers to Steelers.
I mean, that's been the talk since before the season began because we talked about Ben Roethlisberger going to be done. He said as much on TV in an interview with Bill Cowher that he's but Aaron Rodgers going to Pittsburgh, I'd be okay with it. We just need to draft the freaking line to do it. Right. Because Aaron Rodgers is not going to be Aaron Rodgers behind that line.
No.
Hey, Greg, although you're having to just be glad you didn't fall in the toilet last night like Josh did after calling out Big G. Yeah, Josh went off it. We went off air for the show, and he literally fell into the toilet.
Kind of sounds like the Browns record.
Oh, the Rona on the real, poor Josh. The Rona's a muckerfuther, man. that thing is just killer. So, oh Lord. Anyway, where are we at here? This guy had it. There it is. I asked how hype you guys are about Bob versus dude. I am here for it, man. Lesnar and Lashley, finally.
Give it at least.
Give it about like 20 minutes.
Brock match.
No.
Because Brock has probably got to stretch the field with that one. Give it time. Yep. Give that.
Yeah. 15-20 at least. Yeah. Let's see here. Also, I stated that WWE, AEW, Ring of Honor, TNA, etc. need each other more than ever because pro wrestling isn't nearly as popular as it used to be. So you know what? I've said this on Wrestling Rewind. I've said it on every show I'm a part of, and people apparently are sick of me. And I'm too self-absorbed to be on the air, apparently. Some people's minds anyway. This needs to not be like Pro Wrestling USA, where it was Gagne and Crockett doing their thing, but they really wanted to, put each other over, put themselves over. This is the exact time to not only capitalize on the fact that everybody's willing to work together, including Laurinaitis, which blows my mind. Both of you know that better than anybody how I feel about John Laurinaitis. But man, the fact that John, apparently, according to the report, said no longer borders, it's like, well, shit. Let's just have this.
Give it 3 months. Give it a couple months.
Right.
Forbidden Door is going to be featured endeavor.
If it's only for the Rumble, though, I'm happy with it. Like,
it's going to be, there's going to be a future endeavor in the Forbidden Door, and then nobody's going to want it.
But you know what? If the special appearances are only for the Royal Rumble, that's perfect because that's when those surprises need to happen.
Right.
Hit them otherwise.
Well,
so for the Rumble. I know they announced Mickey, but you know damn well that they're going to have some surprises up their sleeve because
what WWE, there's like what 11 spots open still, if I'm not mistaken.
Something like
there's
that.
11 spots open in the Women's Rumble. That one typically has more of the surprise entry than the men's one does. But I feel like the men's only has 10 announced. One of those is Johnny Knoxville. So I feel
that's some funny ass shit.
This is probably one of the most unpredictable Royal Rumbles that we've ever had, which I'm for. I love when the Rumbles are unpredictable and you don't know which way they're going to go.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they're obvious and it's like, okay, they're probably going to do this because of how they're building this. I like the Rumble is basically wrestling's Christmas. Okay. We want to know what the surprises are, what we're going to get, and hope it's not shit. So, So, I want the Rumble to be good. I'm trying to avoid spoilers. It's so tough being involved in wrestling Twitter to not see the spoilers. Yeah. And it's because there were 2 more women that were quote unquote confirmed. I haven't seen it from any legit source, but the 2 other women that were talked about potentially being in the Women's Rumble as surprise entrants. But we will see if either one of those happen because there have been people that were confirmed a couple days before the Rumble that didn't end up appearing in the Rumble. So I put social media blackout the day of the Rumble because I was like, I don't want to see shit.
Right.
I don't want to know shit. I want to enjoy this like I enjoyed it when I was a kid, not knowing a damn thing. I'm watching Bob Backlund in 2000 coming out of the ring and
in the garden,
being like, what the hell is he doing here?
I will say this. We talked about it a lot in the last couple of days. If the Rumble is the start of this cooperation, maybe WrestleMania here in Los Angeles, Hollywood, whatever we want to call it next year, is that definitive super card of wrestling where everybody's got something going on.
I mean, we can hope it leads to something like that, but can you imagine showcasing more than just WWE matches? And you have 2 days to do it now. Yep. You don't have to book 16 WWE matches in 2 days. You can book a championship match here, a championship match there. You can book an AEW match. You can book an Impact match, and make everybody buy the show to get exposed to this entire world of wrestling that is outside the WWE universe.
Yes. Selfishly, for me, I want to see this defended at WrestleMania, for real.
But can you imagine? The only reason I wouldn't is because can you imagine all the people that just see WWE and be like, Trevor Murdoch is the NWA World Champion? Wasn't he a jobber in WWE? Well, so was Rob Conway, and he's a champion.
Yeah, and freaking Nick Aldis didn't even get past freaking tryout status, and then he went on to become Magnus, and off he went. So, but yeah, it's one of those, again, hopefully they, and again, we had Rumble storylines. I'm just, whatever happens on the 29th, I'm here for it.
Yeah. So we will get to your guys' super chats tomorrow. We're about at 8 o'clock. We're actually at 8 o'clock right now. So thank you guys for joining us on this pretty much cluster of an episode, if we're going to be completely honest. Hopefully, everybody's tech works, including mine tomorrow. I'm going to keep trying to get it to work.
Yes.
And hopefully, everything is perfectly fine. Because it kind of has to be with as much extra stuff as I'm going to be doing.
Right, exactly.
Right.
So I hope you guys are both there tomorrow. I hope everybody joins.
I'll be here.
I'll be here.
We will talk off air, probably in a group chat or something, about what we're going to do as far as betting on the Rumble.
Yeah, throw me in that chat and I can give ideas.
Sounds good.
And you can throw Mikey and JJ and them in there too.
I actually found a way to do the Greg Cherry close without having to do the Greg Cherry close. So we can, whenever you're ready to close, I'll throw it up.
Okay. Well, for both Jeffs, I am Greg Cherry, and we will see you tomorrow for not only the next quarterfinal match between K-Zone and Sat Niangi in the Wrestling Trivia Challenge tournament, but we will be back tomorrow with a special Thursday edition of the Greg Cherry Show. It's the Rumble numbers draw. It's the one to be a part of. I'm looking forward to it. Will you get a good number? Will you get a bad number? You don't know, because
knowing me, I'd get a bad number.
Listen, the early numbers were gold last year.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
True that.
You never know what could happen, and you don't know what's going to happen. So that's why you got to tune in tomorrow on the Greg Cherry Show for the Rumble Numbers Draw Wrestling Trivia Challenge. We got a whole shitload of stuff going on this brand. Let's get it done, and let's hope to God that our technology works. Until then, see you tomorrow. And we'll see you next Wednesday for another episode of The Greg Cherry Show. Have a good one.
Goddamn thing outsmarted me. Piece of crap. All right, fine, whatever. Good night, guys. Whatever. Good night, everybody.